Hello and welcome to Law Prep Weekdays, and in this particular episode we will look at logical reasoning and one aspect of logical reasoning, which is to read critically. Now, the logical reasoning section of the CLAT asks critical reasoning questions. And you know about critical reasoning, right? Critical reasoning is all about evaluating arguments. And we know what an argument is. In an argument, we have a set of statements where certain premises are used to justify the conclusion. Now, if I say an argument says, she smiled at me, therefore she likes me. Now, she smiled at me is a premise that I'm using to justify the conclusion that that she likes me. Now, it may be a stupid argument, but definitely it's a simple argument. It has got one premise and one conclusion. It may have two premises and one conclusion. All men are mortal. Socrates is a man. Therefore, Socrates is mortal. Two premise, one conclusion. But when it comes to critical reasoning in CLAT, you've got a passage given to you. A paragraph which may have 15 sentences. That makes the argumentation complex. But I'm using the word complex not to say that it is challenging. I'm using the word complex to suggest that it is not simple. It's not simple in the sense the argumentation structure simply does not have premises, therefore conclusion. So therefore, to read critically, I need to understand the roles that the sentence play in the entire argument. And that's something that we're going to look at. And to do that, we will look at a passage that came in last year's CLAT, which is CLAT 2020 Logical Reasoning Question Set number 1, questions 106 to 110. Now, this is the passage. Why don't you pause the video and read? Yeah, pause it and read. I hope you have read it. If you have not paused the video and read it, pause it and read. Hopefully, you have read it now. If you have not, either you pause and read, or you can leave this video. Alright, let's give it a go. Now, it has got, I don't know, lot of sentences here. Let's just look at each sentence and try and understand what is the role of each of these sentences. What I want to figure out is what is the role of each of these sentences in the whole argument. And try and understand in all these 14 sentences, what is the main point that the author has? What is the main conclusion the author is trying to do? Now, let's start with sentence number 1. Some readers wondered whether my reading of the crisis in the news media is about journalism or about news industry. Alright? But can you just think what is the role of that particular sentence? Here, author is talking about some readers and they wondering something, they have a question about his reading of the crisis or her reading of the crisis or the author's reading of the crisis in the news media, a crisis that specifically happened in the news media, whether that is about these two things, whether it is about journalism, let me pick another color, journalism, or about news industry. So there is, in sentence number 1, author wants to say there is a certain view that some readers have. Now, immediately you can guess why author put that particular sentence. You could understand this by saying that maybe author is going, wait a minute, all of you just hang in there. You are wondering something. I think I have to clarify certain things to all of you. Please just hold on. Let me clarify. You are getting confused. Okay, you are thinking whether I'm talking about journalism or news media, news industry. What is the crisis here? Let me clarify. Now, I think the first thing the author wants to do here, wants to clarify whether in fact he's talking about journalism or news industry, and that's all we get from sentence number 1. Sentence number 2. Though the fortunes of the new industry have a bearing on journalism, there is indeed a difference between looking at issues that govern journalism and the factors that contribute to the financial stress of the media industry. Here, author is looking at what is sentence number 2 doing. Sentence number 2 doing is that, guys, please understand, I understand these two things are different. You need to understand these two things are different. So author is now saying the issue in journalism is not the same as issue in news industry. Again, author is still clarifying. Okay, let's understand. Author has yet not told us what he's talking about. Is it about journalism? Is it about news industry? Let's see number 3. Over the last few years, I have been discussing the impact of digitalization on journalism. Author is now clarified, at least here he has made the sentence number 3 in terms of got a clarification by saying that what he's actually talking about is this digitalization and the impact of digitalization on journalism. So there are one more word that we got is digitalization. It's a little more narrow in the context. Author is bringing the context of the discussion. What is that I'm talking about? I'm actually talking about digitalization on journalism. D on J, that is what the author is saying. Okay. Sentence number 4. The pandemic has accelerated the process of digital transformation of the news media. Okay, author is now saying what is a reference point. Why is it important? Why is it important? Why it is important that we should look at the issue. So far, in sentence number 1, sentence number 2, sentence number 3, and sentence number 4, author is still putting the context in place. All these 4 sentences put together, author is merely saying that let me talk about what is that I'm discussing about and why it is important. And you can actually see this word number 5, therefore. You love these words. It's a great indicator. Finally, author is summing up. Okay, guys, just hold on. Okay, let me tell you what these issues need close scrutiny. So what is that issue? So author is now saying here and finally made an interim conclusion here saying that look, we have to scrutinize issue. It is important. The impact that digitization has on journalism is very crucial and important. That's all he said. So far, in these first five sentences, he has not told us whether the impact is positive or the impact is negative. All that the author has said so far, established so far in the first 5 sentences is that this is an important issue. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. This is an amazing issue. This is an important issue. All of you, now listen. You guys have a lot of issues. You're saying I'm doing this, I'm doing that. No, I've clarified. I'm talking about journalism. Okay, let's look at what sentence number 6 is doing. One of the defining elements of analog journalism was the way two crucial functions of journalism, bearing witness and making sense, complemented each other and help people make informed decisions. Author is now putting his argument. He is now brought in what was in analog journalism. So now he's getting his argument. He's putting his premises here. His real premises are coming here. The premise that now we introduce. Let's look at in number 6. We have got an analog journalism. Let's call it AJ. In the AJ, it actually helped. AJ was pretty good. It was pretty positive. It did its work. Okay. And then let's look at number 7. When I talk about the strength of analog, I'm neither romanticizing the past nor I am a Luddite. A Luddite is someone who doesn't like technology, or that's what I think it is. Okay, even if you don't know the meaning of the word, it's okay. So this particular sentence here, what is this sentence doing? In this particular sentence, these are certain sentences which I'm going to call qualifying sentences or qualifying sentences, where the author is now saying, let me ensure. Okay, don't think I'm so basically saying when I talk about analog, don't think that I love analog. This is one of the guys looking at, he wants to look at the past, world has moved on. No, wait a minute. I don't love, it is not about love. Not that I don't like technology, okay. Most importantly, I don't believe in nostalgia. I do not believe in nostalgia. 7 and 8 sentences merely bringing the view saying that. So these are things. So one of the way, instead of actually looking at qualifying, is that think of this as a counter. So imagine when you make an argument, a person who makes good argument, good argument structure, thinks about what could be the counter to my position. Okay, how would somebody, for example, if I say, let's look at what analog journalism, some may counter that saying that, look, you are someone who is basically in the past. Now we are looking at 2021. You are still in 1947. You are not even 1947. There was analog journalism. You are in the past. You have become an old man. Author is now wait a minute. Let me clarify that. Let's counter it so that when somebody reads it, then that person cannot come and tell me, this argument because I've already negated the argument. Good. That's good. That is sentence number 7 and 8 doing. Okay. Sentence number 6 here is kind of important in the sense that author is bringing in what used to happen in this fellow called analog journalism. Okay, now how is that? What is not there in digital journalism? Analog journalism has to be awesome. Many scholars have established, okay, now what is author doing? Author is now bringing in many scholars into the discussion, and many scholars have established something saying that premise, look, I'm not the only one who's saying it. Let me add some strength and support to my argument. I'm going to bring in many scholars. Come here, come now. Because you're with me, you're my friends. Let's talk to these people. Let's tell this guy. I've got many scholars. How rose-colored glasses always lead to an unfair distortion. Looking back on the best of the past while comparing to the worst of the present. Right. So many scholars have established this particular thing, that we end up looking back to the past, the best of the past, and comparing the worst to the second. That is actually bad. Right. Hence, another one, one more hence. Therefore and hence is same. Two conclusion indicator. When I talk about, author is now clarifying again. Many scholars also told this. So author is still here, saying that look, okay, you guys have told this. Right? You guys have told that we should not look at the best of the past and compare to the worst of the worst of today. That's not something that we should do. That's not how you should compare. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing something else. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you. Hence, when I talk about digital transformation news environment, I'm talking about how there needs to be a conducive and atmosphere for credible information to resonate with the people. Finally, in sentence number 10 is very actually telling us what he wants to tell us. That there needs to be, look at this word needs to be. These are very strong statement of opinion words. A conducive atmosphere for credible information to resonate with people. We need to have a conducive atmosphere. We need to have a good atmosphere for credible information. That's where author is saying that information should be credible, and for that we need to have an atmosphere around it should be conducive so that this thing happens, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's going. Number 11. Literature on misinformation, disinformation and malinformation reveals a new distinction in the mind of citizen. Now he's getting into issue, he's getting involved. Author is now really getting involved, ladies and gentlemen. Here is where he's getting involved. Look, there is misinformation, disinformation, there is issue, there is no credible information here. People are looking at a lot of the random things. It's a digitized world. You pick up, you read stuff from here, stuff on WhatsApp, you simply forward things. What are you doing? I'm not romanticizing the past. I'm talking about an issue. Editors and journalists have to contend with a new breed of skeptic. There is a new set of people. Watch video from there and say that, hey, wait a minute. What are you talking? Look, I've got something here in my news feed. There are the people who trust social media forwards more than evidence-based, data-driven journalism. That is where author is now getting the heart of the story. There are people who trust social media towards evidence-based, data-driven journalism. A premise. All these are the premise. There is a new breed of skeptic. There is a misinformation, disinformation, malinformation. Their confirmation bias flows from encrypted social media platforms that are full of conspiracy theory. Look at the crux of everything is that all these now is supporting the author's argument, which is in number 10. So therefore, at the end of the day, the most important sentence is what we can find here. The most important sentence in the sense what the author wants to actually talk about is here. So what does the author do? Author in here, when I start, wait a second, let me draw a nice line. Yeah, that's a better line. Here, in this first part, author establishes the issue, right? And then here, in this particular part here, author has now talked about, in this particular part here, what has author done is author has clarified, put qualification, put counters to possible argument against him, and then he puts his point of across here, and finally in this last page is where he gives his argument. Now that is how the structure is. When you read the passage, obviously you don't have to get into the depth of analyzing everything like this, but you must understand this so that when you read the next time, automatically information goes to your brain and you can understand the argument better. Your ability to understand the role of the sentence, ability to understand argument structure goes a long way in terms of critically reading the passage. All this should happen in 2 minutes. Or maybe 1.5 minutes. When I'm reading all this, the processing in my head and the pace in which I'm reading it must all happen together. And for that to work, we need to sit and get in the depth of each sentences, gain the skill set, get in the depth of each sentences. Do that in every single passage that you did in the past, and then and ensure that this is a part of you. It's like driving, right? In the beginning, if you start driving, I don't know, have you started driving? Hopefully you have. You are probably getting into 18. Some of you already 18, so you really want to learn driving. Initially, you can't take the car and go bling. You learn slowly. What is gear? Number 1, where is 2? Where is my brake? Where is the clutch? All that happens in the beginning, but then everything happens smoothly. Everything happens automatically. For that to happen, you have to learn this. Right. Let's look at the question. One by one, let's look at the first question. Which of the following is the main idea expressed in the passage? We know what the main idea is. Those who subscribe to newspapers are skeptics. This is not the main idea. This is probably at best a premise that is being used in the argument, not the argument's conclusion. Those who subscribe to newspaper and news channel often contribute distortion of truth. Again, a premise that is used in the argument. What is the conclusion that the argument is made? Exactly this. Social media journalism distorts the truth. First of all, we can actually see when I'm looking at the main idea question, and this actually talks about the main idea of the passage. The main idea must have, the most crucial word according to me is the word journalism and social media journalism, which also digitization, which is okay. So those are the words that I want to hear. That is what the author is talking about. So answer choice C is a pick me, ladies and gentlemen. All of the above, obviously not the answer to this question. I know sometimes this happens, I am not too sure. When you see all of the above, your mind is almost like, I want to pick it. I like it. Why? I feel like it. It's all of the above. No. Be careful. Question number 107. Oh, big question. Doesn't matter. In this line, hence when I talk about digital information news environment, that I'm talking about how there needs to be a conducive atmosphere, credible information that resonates with people, author assumes that. Okay, there you go. Where is that particular part of the sentence that we're talking about? We are talking about hence when I talk about digital information, I'm talking about how there needs to be conducive atmosphere, credible resonate the people. This is actually author's conclusion. Author has given all these things. There is misinformation, disinformation, there is skeptic, we need to have more number of evidence-based, data-driven journalism. All these are assumptions, premise that is used in the argument. Therefore, what is needed? What does author need? Assumption is something that is necessary for the argument, the protection that the argument needs. She smiled at me, therefore she likes me. Assumption is, if someone smiles at you, they like you. That's the protection that the argument needs. Otherwise, the argument will fall flat. What if they smiled at you because you look funny? Sorry. See, protection. Digital news is neither evidence-based or not data-driven. Absolutely yes. Author is assuming it. If something is necessary, if you negate it, it will destroy the argument, right? If I say, for example, to get into NLSIU Bangalore, what is necessary is that you have to write the CLAT. Not sufficient, but that is necessary. You have to also do well in the CLAT. But if you have not taken the CLAT, you can't get in. So if you negate this and say that digital news is evidence based. Digital news is data driven. If that is true, the entire argument gets destroyed. So obviously this is assumed. Number 2, digital journalism does not help people to make informed decisions. Absolutely. If you negate this, the argument gets destroyed. Digital information does help people in making informed news. Obviously, argument is destroyed. Both A and B, ladies and gentlemen. The impact of digital journalism has created an informed platform of journalism. My God, if anyone marks answer choice number D, it has actually created an informed platform. Author will commit suicide. I have given you 14 sentences. 14 sentences to give you 1 point, and then you mark D. I don't want to talk to you. Get lost. 108. Which of the following strengthens the author's argument? Which has to support the author's argument, saying that look, it is important. It's important. There needs to be a conducive environment credible information. Currently, there are not. So, what supports it? Conspiracy theory have become an alternative to. If it is true, when you're looking at support, strengthening of this argument, you're looking at additional evidence. If this is true, obviously it supports the argument. Conspiracy have become an alternative truth. Something the author said. Absolutely our answer. The pandemic is the only reason behind the dependence of people on social media journalism. If pandemic is the only reason, actually it weakens author's argument, no? Or you're actually telling the author, wait a second. But you don't do bug, okay? It just happened because of pandemic only. Just hold on. Really? Yeah. Once the pandemic is over, all these people will come back. So what? Chill na. Take quarantine. Take a cup of tea. Chillax. Okay, sorry I wrote this passage. It doesn't support author's argument. The news industry is witnessing a tremendous change. First of all, it talks about news industry. Is it relevant? Is it irrelevant to the whole argument? This is like the politician option. We'll call it PO. What are we discussing? You're talking about something else. News. Gone. Answer choices A. Let's look at question number 109. What does the author indicate when he quotes rose-colored glasses always? What does this is a specific function question. Why did the author talk about this one? This whole thing about where is that? Roses. Roses are red. Where are you? How rose-colored glass eyes here? Because all this actually talking about the fact this one author wants to clarify. Look, I'm not nostalgic. I'm not romanticizing. I'm not doing this. Wait a minute. That is what author wants to indicate. Author means to say that he does not have any disproportionate bias towards analog journalism. Absolutely true. What an answer. Digital journalism is twisted. What does that mean? Rosy picture of every news cannot be created. What is all this nonsense and the choices? Doesn't make any sense. 110. The author severely target and criticize which one of the following factors? What did authors criticize? Absolutely right, ladies and gentlemen. And the choice is B. Credibility of information. That's what author severely criticized. Author does not say lack of information, lack of good information, yes, but not lack of information in general. A lot of information, but we don't have credible information. Social outreach. What is this? Answer choice is the none of the above. There you have it. Once you read the passage critically, understand the function of it, critical reasoning is fun. I hope this was beneficial and helpful. I will see you again soon in another episode of Law Prep Weekdays. Bye bye.